Hello, it is Thursday, and this is the week after Bad Blood. Tonight, we're going to just be talking about what happened, what went wrong, what went right, and our plans for the future. Tonight, we've got the CO from Green's Army, AWOL. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic as always.
Great. And the CO of the Tribal Militia, Headkill. How are you?
Doing all right. Nice and hot.
Well, yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. I
Yep.
think we'll probably be joined by a couple more people, but I guess they've got real lives, and whatever. What are you gonna do? So yeah, let's actually. What's the temperature down there by you, Headkill?
It cooled off a little bit. It was like not well, it was 103, 104 earlier.
Yeah,
Let's see what it is now.
yeah. I had a team meeting for work today around 1:30, and at the time, it was 104. Felt like 119. I was like, yeah,
Hmm.
I'm inside. Forget that.
I am outside and it's a nice balmy 98 degrees right now. I do have a fan on me and a cold drink, so it's good.
God, what about you up there, Awol?
That's gross. 80, 84 right now.
Oh my God, I wish. I'm thinking I like the hot, but not oppressive. Please shoot me hot. Yeah. So weather was great for the game.
It was phenomenal for the game.
Yeah,
I think that's the best weather we've had in years.
I agree. Yeah, the air temp was great. I think it peaked out in the 70s. It was a bit humid, but it wasn't it wasn't enough to keep anything from being real hard to do. So it was all right. So there's a lot to talk about how the game itself went down. Let's actually go the other way around. Headkill, how do you think it went for the tribal militia, the one team who did not win?
I'm still considering it a win because nobody got my lunch, but it went well, almost too well. We did have a lot of newer players on the tribal militia team this time, and I know there's a little bit of strife on some of them. They thought they wanted to win. That's not what we're there about. We're there to cause chaos. I know I cause a lot of chaos. But yeah, I consider it a win for myself because my nephew joined. It was his first big airsoft game, and he had a blast. So that's a win for me.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's exactly right. It's exactly how it's supposed to be. We're supposed to put on a good show, entertain everybody, make sure everybody has fun, everybody's safe, and then comes back for more. So
Mhm.
from a all right, from a faction standpoint, if you want to, because you had interactions with everybody, right, AWOL?
Yes. Well,
Nope.
he
I
did.
didn't
Really?
interact with Doc at all.
Really?
Yeah, I had DSX, but it wasn't his little group. It was
Okay.
mom's.
You still had interaction with all the factions. How do you think it went for overall for everybody?
Um, pretty good. I mean, a little hectic right out of the gate because we were getting shot right out of spawn. But I mean, beyond that, I think once we started moving, because Bad Blood's a movement game, and that's really what it is. And once we started moving, we started going good, and then we'd snag up. Like we got stuck in the pines, hung out with Ginger Bear for a hot minute. But once I got my stamp collectors over there, and we were able to move out, we started moving again, and we started getting momentum, and it started going a lot better.
Good. Did you find the what's the word I'm looking for here? The overall positioning of the samples this year. We'll talk about the failures of positioning too. But do you think the positions of the boxes was a little easier this year, a little
Um,
harder?
Pines was perfectly fine. Was one of those hide behind the container. You know, um, the the one in the airfield, obviously that was the problematic
Right.
one that was buried that we didn't originally see. We pushed right past it. Um, the one in Titman Town, that one was kind of janky. It was behind a building, shoved underneath a spool, and it was just luck of the draw that my guy saw a corner of it. And
Yeah, I was gonna say that's one of those where you had to be coming at it from the right angle. Like you could see it from a
Correct.
mile away if you're at the
Correct.
right angle.
The one in Fort Skull, um, that one was good. That one was obviously straightforward. It was right there. So
Nice. So Nesbit,
Yes.
your team was actually the only one who was not able to find the sample in Tipman Town.
I knew it was
one-
going to happen too.
One, how did that happen? Because that's like Deus Ex's home. And two, how do you feel the tribals fought you off for that?
So I personally didn't have much pushback from the tribals. When you're sporting an LMG that just mows everything in front of you, it's really hard to fight that. So anytime I ran into tribals, like I said, going into this event, I was going to be hostile. Every tribal group that I ran into, I just pushed them. However, I knew there was a box of Tipman Town. Like something in my brain at the beginning of the game said, we have gone there every year and there's never been anything there. This year, there's going to be one there and we'll miss it. You watch. I remember saying that. And sure enough, we missed it.
Yep.
The worst part is I had narrowed down the area that the box was in Tipman Town right before I broke my wrist.
Yes.
So I never got a chance to relay the information to the team.
Ooh.
That sucks.
Yeah. So, yeah, what are you going to do?
How you doing though? Is it, is there any pain? You all right?
Yeah, it's pretty constant pain. They won't give me any pain meds. Ibuprofen doesn't touch it. Tylenol kind of helps with the swelling, but that's about it. I mean, it's at the point now where it's more of like an annoying pain than it is like a sharp stabbing pain, which is I'll take. It's in the right direction.
All right. So Awol and I were talking before we joined about this was actually one of the smoother all in all of Bad Bloods we've had in quite some time. Including you, there were only 2 major injuries and only 5, maybe 6 heat caches, and only 1 or 2 of those had to come off the field. Everybody else was actually treated in game and was able to continue on. So
God bless them.
Win to me. Yeah.
that's a win. Yeah, I was with the other guy at the emergency room. That was a fun conversation.
Yeah, we can't talk about it, but he's in much worse shape than you are, unfortunately. So
at first we didn't think he was either. That was the worst part. We thought he got away lucky, and no.
Yeah, I mean it's what we're saying 2 weeks ago, or even just last week. Injuries happen, but dehydration is avoidable, and people listened. I mean, It's always going to happen. It was warm, it was humid as heck out there, but in general, people listened. They were using those hydration stations. I saw people almost constantly chugging water. So, they're listening, which is, we're getting somewhere. It's only going to take another 10 years to get everybody on the same page, I suppose. But
baby steps. We'll get there.
I do have to say the field staff were phenomenal with the water stations, keeping them up to, stocked.
Bye.
Yeah. No,
what the heck? Yeah, that was weird.
Field staff.
Yeah. Field staff was great. They kept the hydration stations filled. I saw them coming around every once in a while, and one time there was a big load on the water and Tipman, sorry, not Tipman Town, in Fort War, and it was getting low. So I called it in, and they came right out and refilled it.
Yeah, they were really good about that. Like, I mean, all the responses for any kind of aid, be it water or evac or whatever, they were on it. Like they were ready to go, and I was really, really impressed with everyone's level of commitment this year. Ours, EMRs. I mean, even the EVA guys who showed up were staying as engaged with the crowd as much as they could. It was perfect. It really was. And other than some of the on-game shenanigans that we'll get to, it was great. I don't. It was a win. It really was. We had one of the largest crowds we've had in many years. Definitely since post COVID.
Oh
And
yeah.
yeah, and I'm happy. We raised an absolute ton of money for charity, so
Who's she?
it's a win. You know, yeah,
Definitely.
we had in total we had 593 paid attendees,
That's awesome.
and I forget the breakdown how much goes to where, because the tribals being a slightly less money value, there's a little, it breaks up. Evic takes care of that, but that just in cash donations on extra raffle tickets, we raised over $3,500. So it's a win. You're gonna make it down there.
Yeah, a little sore.
Yeah, all right, I
I've
get it.
been typing for school since I got home, so a little tender.
Let's be careful. Don't be dumb about it. We'll stop making fun of you as soon as you stop being dumb.
Well, I guess we're never gonna stop making fun of me
Yeah.
then, because I will always be all gas, no brakes, full blown stupid.
So, right as you were joining, I was asking AWOL how he felt overall from a faction point of view. It was. I assume you had interaction with every faction. How do you feel Deus Ex went about their day?
I'm actually surprised. I didn't have a lot of Deus Ex members I had to yell at for being goons like every year. Only had a couple of corrections for my side that I had to make mid game, and everybody I interacted with, I threw the flag. I had one where I had the flag up behind a bush as it was coming out of a bush, and I got lit up, and I looked at the dude and I gave him a wiggle, and he's like, "My bad." But other than that, like, any order I gave, I said, pushing people back because they're crowding a spawn, or we had a player that would hurt himself and he was laying down just getting pelted, couldn't get his flag out visible. Everybody was really good about just doing what they were instructed to do this year. I was very impressed.
I will say from a red shirt's point of view, every time something was brought to my attention, be it hit calling, overshooting, whatever. Obviously, it's after the fact. I didn't see it happen, so the best I can do is just kind of pass along knowledge to all the different teams. Everybody seemed to be listening. Just like, hey, people were complaining of like overshooting. Like, these guys are just lighting people up. It says, it's a full auto game. It happens. How about just be mindful of what you're looking at. If you hit somebody and you hit them, give them a split second, let them reach for that rag before you pop them a couple more times. If they don't, burst them, do what you got to do. But like, to be like, pop, got you, call it. No, that didn't really happen a whole lot.
Can I give my one bit of post game advice to every player that died?
Oh, please do.
If you are walking back to your spawn and you have your red rag draped across your chest, you're going to get shot in the back because people don't know you're dead. Take that rag, put it up, put it on top of your helmet or your hat or something. That way we can see it. That was one of my biggest calls was, I'm already dead. Ref, can you do something? Well, yeah, I can do something. Why don't you put your rag above your head instead of leaving it on your chest?
Yeah.
That's
Put your
reasons
rag
why
where
I don't
people can
have,
see it.
just a rag. I actually have a full blown smock, really, which is, covers front and back, and then I can even drape it over my head if I need to.
Exactly.
That's a callback from my Phil Force days back in, this is, 10 plus years ago.
Yeah. I can say my favorite invention so far in Airsoft has been the either the Velcro or the Molly attachable dead rag pouch, and when people put it on their helmet, that's just brilliant. Just
It's
literally
perfect.
just pull it and you're good. It's perfect.
Yeah, I have one on the back of my helmet so I can just pull it forward over. And then I have one on the center of my plate carrier where I can pull it out as I'm walking.
Yeah, I mean that works too, but obviously Todd, you're putting yourself in fire, but that's your call. But yeah, I mean if you feel somebody is pinned down or whatever, that's the obvious way the way to go about it. Yeah, absolutely. So
Thank you.
but yeah, all right, so let's talk about the elephants on the field. AWOL, what do you feel overall, we'll get to it, what went wrong?
I felt like the tribal push out of the gate on every faction was kind of a bad call. A lot of people didn't like that. And I know specifically on green, obviously that or the airstrip, there's no cover. Our spawn is out in the open, and for them to sit on a berm and just unload on us right out of the gate, like spill some light. This is a lot of people's intro in, and this isn't how you get people to come back when the first 20 seconds they're getting mowed down. The whole faction is getting mowed down. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah. So, I mean, the takeaway is from that is, ease into it kind of thing, sort of. All right.
That's definitely something I'm going to address with the tribals for next year. Making sure that we have the right tribals on, all like 2+ year veterans that know the game, that aren't bending the rules a little bit and just attack. Yeah, you're getting trigger time, but there's a role that you have to play.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
know,
you said
I
it just
know
a few
that-
minutes ago. This isn't a game the tribals are supposed to be able to win. It's
Right.
it's as much as the tribals have a role and it is their game to play, it's not your game to win.
Yep.
Right.
This is actually a good question. It happened. What happened to the Deus Ex 5-minute early push? They pushed and basically they got pinchered in. You basically, Nesbitt, you guys just ran straight for Skull Tower and just met a barrage of hostility, right?
There were, just like every team this year, there was a breakdown in communication out of the gate that caused us to hit a wall. And instead of, and I chalk this up to a lot of new players, and it's nothing against new players because this is the nature of the beast. You get new players that get put under the heaviest fire they've ever been in their entire lives. And instead of becoming the animal, they become the caged bird. They lock down in their position and they won't poke out. It happens to all of us. It used to happen to me. And I can tell you, even at Bad Blood this year, there were a few times that I was hugging my rifle in a corner because the hellfire was so hard. These events, they're supposed to be fun. It's a shoot 'em up. Get that rifle out there, fight. That was the biggest thing. It's the breakdown in the communication out of the gate and then hitting a wall we couldn't push through initially.
So what is let's go back to the same question for AWOL. What do you feel overall went wrong?
Communication.
Okay.
The players communicating with each other is I saw a lot of it. It was great. We'll listen to everybody call out enemy positions and, hey, I'm moving, cover me, I'm reloading, what have you. The general communication was there. The communication with leadership and leadership to members took its toll on all of us. We had a breakdown in our radios that for some reason we just could not square away. No matter how much I tried, how much the staff tried, we could not get it back up and running right. It was just constant interference, constant dead air, and it's just a hurdle we couldn't overpass.
So I have I've already started a document of lessons learned and ideas to push for next year. One of the questions, I guess, really for us as the organizers is going to be, do we want to perhaps loosen the radio requirement? I mean, do we feel that too many radios is a problem, or do we want to just
Nope.
say, look, the radio is a necessity, figure it out?
Yes,
I want to say radio is a necessity. Yeah,
100%. If nothing more than a safety feature, I would say it's an absolute necessity.
Even the people that you have to also put into consideration, the people that aren't using the radio for communication and just a listening device. The amount of people that are just listening to the faction's primary channel just for intel, just to be included in the game for safety reasons, and also like you said, they walk off the field, they come back on the field. Hey, where's green triage? Okay, I can tell you where it's at, and right on the radio.
No, I agree with you. I'm playing the slight devil's advocate kind of thing, and opening up for discussion. I agree. Radios are a necessity, but if I'm overruled, I'm overruled. I want to make sure that I take input from everybody who wants to give it. Ultimately, I'm going to make the decision, but I'm still going to take input. Yeah.
So,
Chops, you're absolutely right.
just
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Go ahead.
wondering if we can have the radios be like there's a setting for like receive only too, because we want people to be able to hear stuff, right?
I agree.
It's a safety issue, right? If there's a casualty or something on the field, and you put out the general call rather than yelling. Sometimes you don't get heard if you have comms or whatever. You can get somebody there. You can get help for that. You can make sure there's a clear stoppage, right, so that people can take care of it. And I don't know why it seemed strange. Like a lot of people had radio issues with them just stop working, going down, etc. I had 2 radios on me and both were perfectly fine. My nephew had one of mine, my third one, and yeah, there was no issues.
Yeah. I mean, I know I had issues, but I think that was actually my radio itself, for whatever reason, would randomly stop transmitting. But I thought ahead. I brought multiple, so as soon as
Yep.
I knew that it wasn't reliable, even before we stepped on the field, I went and grabbed one that was, and I was fine. Yeah, no, I heard it too. There definitely was, especially from the get go. I heard some chatter of gearboxes over people's radios, and it was. I laughed, I chuckled, but at the same time, I was just like, "We told you, check these settings." I mean, radios, especially the airsoft friendly radios. I'm not going to promote any one company, but everybody knows who I'm talking about. The leading Chinese radio. They're good. They work. They do exactly what they're supposed to do, but you still have to put in a couple minutes to learn how to set it up. Like, don't just pull it out of the box and say, okay, ready to go. Figure out the settings and turn off what you don't need. But, it's easier said than done, I suppose.
And I think we covered that in one of these videos. Like, okay, yeah, turn up the squelch to 3.
Yep.
Or something like that instead of 1. And I had 0 issues.
Yep. Yeah, me too. What was I going to say?
Top
How you doing, Joker?
Bye.
All right, cool. All right, we just get to look at Joker. Awesome.
I got a blank screen for me.
Yeah, I'm seeing a blank screen of him.
See, now I got.
Oh, now he's twice.
There he is.
I got 2 Jokers.
Double Joker.
Hey.
How's it going?
Because that's what everybody wants. Double the Joker.
Double Joker.
All Joker all the time.
Did you just join us, or have you been listening?
I just decided to check Discord, and I was like, "Oh crap, I'm missing the meeting today."
All right. So while you have Chinese food in your mouth,
Sushi.
question I'm asking you guys is from a general all around point of view. How do you feel the factions did? Actually, no. Let's go to the first question. What do you feel went wrong overall?
Too many tribals. Was the main one. Some stuff that we already discussed in the Lions Den, which was about how we have to be forward facing, professional. Half of the green creating mutiny and going off their other way.
We haven't gotten to that yet, but we will.
You asked me. I was just giving my
no,
quick bullet
totally.
points.
Totally.
And then the COs need to be in front of triage, not behind triage. Unless they're dead.
Say that again.
The COs need to be out in front of triage or away from triage, so they always have an opportunity to be captured.
Yes, absolutely, 100%. You're right. I didn't realize that was a thing.
It was this year. It's not the first time that's happened in the past. And then, and really not as a con, but something that could be approved upon was that final rush at the end. I think it could have been more, and I think it could have been more spectacular. and better. Oh, and the person bringing real steel onto the field.
Yeah. Well,
Those are my bullet
well,
points.
yeah, we're gonna have to adjust okay, good ones. All
Just
right,
just for clarification, it was a knife, not a firearm.
correct. Yeah.
Okay. I was worried there for a second. I'm like, wait a minute, what?
Yeah, no,
Yes.
there unfortunately was a real blade on the field. It was dressed and it was taken care of, and no one was injured. No one, I don't know what happened after that, but all I know is everyone's okay, and
He got sent off the field by the admin that was there.
Right.
I made him take the knife off and put it in his backpack. But then I think Ginger Bear sent his ass packing. So
Yes, you're absolutely correct. Okay, question 2 is assuming you had some kind of contact with all the factions throughout the day, how do you feel the day went for everybody?
on a whole, I think
Yeah.
it went fantastic for everybody because there was a lot of movement around. We only had to admin move twice the entire weekend. And the second one was because of the spawn camping, and I moved everybody away from Fort War so that way they wouldn't get lit up again. I mean, considering that almost all of us got all the patches, all the static stamps, and it was a 3-way tie.
Correct.
I think behaviors of the players was really good. Even though we had a couple that ended up in the ER, not calling any names, Nesbitt. But we only had I think it was a total of 4. I think it was only 4 heat cats on Saturday, which was a good number for the black and tans.
Yeah, I think the older EMT guy, I think he said 5, but what I was saying is at least, let's say it was 5, at least 3 of those were treated on field and were able to continue, which is great.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was, everybody listened, everybody minded AWOL's hourly hydrate texts on our Discord, and it was great. But people were doing exactly what they were supposed to do.
You could not have. I mean, I guess we could have asked for like 15 degrees cooler, but on a whole, the weather was perfect.
I don't know. I mean,
For late June, that was beautiful.
That
the
weather
air temp
felt great.
Yeah, the air temp was great. It was just the humidity that was a little much. But even that wasn't years before, where we had 100% humidity and you could see the steam rising off the grass. So
Yes.
yeah, I'm gonna take it. I think it was the condition of the field was great. The repairs and the additions that EMR was able to make to the existing playing field was really nice. The Skull Tower additions were really great. The stuff out north of the castle was nice.
It was. That was the last thing I forgot to mention was that boundaries were not clearly marked in a lot of areas.
Correct.
Which led to player confusion. But I'm sure you guys already touched on that.
No,
I heard there was one hole that was pretty bad.
There was one hole on the field that 0 out of 10 do not recommend. That hole was brought to you by Hot Dog Water.
No, I think it was on a whole, I think it was a really great weekend. I owe you an AAR, a private AAR there, Sonic.
Oh, sure.
So sorry, I started to type it up and then I got distracted.
That's fine. I've already received a couple, and I've started my own as well. Okay, this is funny. I'm assuming this was the Deus Ex guy who also was injured.
Yes, that guy. That was that doc. Yes.
Yeah. No. He wasn't in a coma. He's not dead. He's okay. We're not going to go into what happened to him, but he was injured to the point where he had to seek medical treatment. But he'll be all right. He's going to have a road ahead of him, but he'll be back hopefully. So
he will be. I was actually just talking with him this morning.
Yeah. And let me add on to that. He had to have his leg amputated below the knee.
Yes, exactly. I think he might be in Lost and Found as we speak. So he's all right.
Well, that's gonna be spicy for next year.
Lost and Found this year too was some crazy stuff. Like
I
had a pistol. I gave a pistol to Sin 5 minutes in.
You gave me an entire rifle.
How do you what?
Sonic, I got a sniper rifle here.
I think I'm missing like 4 mags. I gotta go through my gear.
Yeah, but I mean, all in all, it was all right. You know, people are learning. You know, people are learning their kits because that's the thing. We had easily over half were first timers to Bad Blood. I'm not saying they were
Yeah, a
first
lot of
timers.
hands shot up.
Yeah, I'm not saying they were first timers to Airsoft, but they were first timers to Bad Blood, and they're just learning their kit.
Please.
They're learning
Raspberry,
they
no, raspberry.
need, what they don't need. Yeah, and it'll come. You know, we were all there. We all were packing everything at one time, and now we know what we need and don't need. You know,
I will always recommend a pistol leash. It seems like every Bad Blood, I get handed a pistol. Hey, I found this on the field.
oh yeah, yeah. Like I know the few times that I brought one with me for something. It wasn't even for Bad Blood. It was just I knew the pistol was either going to fall out of the holster or the mag eject was going to get triggered. And to me, the pistol is a last resort kind of thing. So all I do is I put a lanyard on the pistol and I taped in the mag. That's it. I'm not going to lose it that way. You know, if I need to change mags in a pistol, well, shit,
Thank you very much.
I'm in a bad spot. So that's just how it is. You know, but yeah,
For me, it's more of a have fun with a pistol thing. I'm a in real estate, I'm a pistoler. You know, I do pistol competitions, everything. I had my competition rig as my belt. You know, competition belt. Mags stayed in for the most part, unless I was sitting down somewhere. And it's a retention holster, so that thing wasn't coming out.
yeah.
And here's me on the complete opposite. I have not run a pistol at Bad Blood since 2019.
No, that's not true. You had those drill pistols a couple years ago.
That's true. I
Oh,
remember
that's
the
right.
drill
I had
pistols. Yep.
I had one drill pistol. That's right. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Those things are just fun.
It didn't work. It didn't work though. That's the funny thing.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to be first to admit I am not as up to date with all the different stuff that's on the retail market in the airsoft world right now. Are pistols on the rise? Like
No, they're about the same.
Oh, okay.
There's about the same. Like a lot of people run them with their kit. I've always found that they added additional weight and they never switched to a sidearm. I don't. That's just me though.
That's fair.
I'm not normal.
I got a pistol kill at Bad Blood.
Did you really?
Yeah. The
I got several.
Right when the LMG went down, I stripped all the gears in the mag. That we were up against the pines and Green was pushing through, and I pulled my pistol. And I was like, ah! And I dumped the mag and I hit a kid as he was sprinting across. I was like, holy crap!
Nice. Yeah, that's great. I love stuff like that, you know. And I know I said the wrong wording last week talking about how I just like to watch. I know I saw some really fun stuff out there this entire weekend. Like obviously Dead Blood was just a fiasco, and we'll talk about that in a second. But
I missed it.
Yeah, I missed that. I can't believe I missed that one this year.
It was a lot of fun. You know, let's go to that. We had 3 patient zeros who started all out.
Okay.
And thing is, it lasted a long time to get to the final, like that 51%. It got to the point where Sin and I started throwing grenades and just creating zombies. But like
that means the players won.
They were getting cocky out there. Like guys had like the little personal sound systems, and there's people like up on like tires dancing, and then a zombie just comes running out of the woods, and just it was just fun. Conga line started looping the whole thing, and then they'd break off and just charge somebody. And I know Mom ate shit a couple times. That was fun to watch. And it's just like people just enjoyed it, you know. Like, and that's from an organizer's point of view. That's what I like about the whole weekend is even with all the things that went wrong, which there were, you know, a handful that we're going to fix. It was fun just watching everybody have fun, you know, and not even you guys who I actually got to walk around and talk to and see how you guys were doing, but like just seeing just Joe Player out there just having a blast.
I loved watching that Union Jack come running into the castle at the end of the game. That was and charge the tower. That was
Yeah.
so fantastic.
Yeah, well, I was in that tower, so it was fun for you, not for me. But yeah, and that's
So did you?
kind of where I'm going is like the people who read the player packet and watch the live streams and really get involved with their faction to the point where they've kind of taken on the lore of said faction. Like nowhere did I say bring a Union Jack as a flag, but they realize that team is based on a fictional British, African Army Corps. So they were like, yes, for the Queen, and it was great. They read
We had
it.
two.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you had the desert
The
one,
black-
and you had the red, white, and blue, which was great.
And Day 6 definitely dives into the lore too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. The Crusaders
You're
is just so
welcome.
much fun. Yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it. So,
Dude, I had so much pride walking around that place Saturday morning before the event, just seeing all of the tunics. I was like, I started that. Let's go.
yeah, and Deus Ex, I will admit, puts good money into this game. Your custom patches, just your get up, the way you like to address your crowd and hype everybody up. It's a team that, as much as the idea of multicam annoys the heck out of me, because you're always a bunch of hard chargers, and you drive me nuts because I'm slow. You get into it, and that's what I love.
All gas, no brakes, baby. That's what we're about.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Vroom,
even the
vroom, mother-
tribals used to be just civilian wear, and then I think it was 5.0 that really started the Hawaiian shirts.
Yeah.
And that grew into, okay, bring a Hawaiian shirt or something super colorful and just fun, right? Because it just makes it fun.
And it's great. Everyone, they take on as much as they want to take on. And I guess that's kind of what I say the whole lead up to the event is, it's your game to make. Obviously, follow the rules, follow the guidelines of, stay with your team. I'll get to you, AWOL, I promise. Stay with your team. Those who break away, you're warned. Probably not going to have as much fun as you think you're gonna. The whole idea of these massed armies versus massed armies, it's different from normal airsoft, and you're gonna have a much different experience. So read the rules, read the player packet, read the lore of your team, and adjust. It's one weekend out of the year where you don't need to be super speedy door kicker. So let's go ahead, let's do it. AWOL, what happened?
We played Airsoft.
I mean, it happened.
Sorry.
We all know it happened. There was a Greens Army schism.
My starting speech always starts the same, and this year it was slightly different. If we don't stay together, you are going to have a miserable time. Respawn stays with me. I stay with the front, and unfortunately, the proofs in the videos. Those guys are taking videos showing that they were places that we were never. We never went to the front of the fort, and that's what happened.
I love how
they didn't stay with the group, and they had a miserable time.
I love how also that video says that Green's losing big, yet you guys, it's a 3-way tie.
That was right out of the gate.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
So, yeah, you had a lot of green guys that were just like, oh, no, we're just going to camp at the tower. I'm like, no, get out. This is not what your team is doing. Go with the rest of your team, find the rest of your team, get out of here.
I mean, the biggest problem is that black and tan were combined. So there wasn't a black team to go to the fort and just kind of hold the fort the whole game, like always.
That was never going to be happening with me in charge.
Nope.
In fact, they wanted to go there one time, and I said, "There's nothing to go there." And literally one of the guys goes, "Can we please go to the fort?" I was like, "Fine, let's go. And then we got wiped, and I was like, and this is why we don't go to the
See?
fort. We're going around the
We'll
fort.
just go.
Well, I knew
Uh,
it was going to be miserable right out of the gate because I was like, hey, this guy's saying there's tribals right there. The guy pointed out we could clearly see the tribals right out of the gate. I was like, hey, we're going to go this way and sweep the airfield and get out of here because it's a pinch point. It's a horrible pinch point. And this is 20 seconds before game start. Game starts, half the guys go this way, half the other guys go the other way. And it's like, we just going this way. And I was like, okay, that's how it's going to be.
but you're so gruff, and you're constantly yelling at everyone.
Stop
cursing at
being
'em.
so angry at everybody.
Because I know half people don't have comms. So I'm yelling.
Yeah.
So everybody is involved and everybody knows. You know, if
Yeah.
we're holding a point and I'm trying to get to move up like Pines, I was constantly, hey, move up, move up, move up. Because we kept floating back and forward in Pines in the same area. I was trying to get stamp collectors over. We were waiting on stamp collectors the whole time. But once we had all the stamp collectors, we moved out. There was no point for us to be there. Like I said, it's a movement game. But
For those who don't kind of grasp my sarcasm towards AWOL is there's a reason AWOL is the green CO. It's because he's calm, he's collected, and he runs the team very well. I know Chops is going to say something. Davenport's going to say something any second. If you stay with the team and you just follow the direction that you're given, you're going to have a great game. You know, I don't put people in place in front of these teams for ego or because, rank, whatever. It's because I know that, Nesbitt, you don't count. You weren't a CO, no offense. But these four guys are in charge of these teams, Headkill included, because they know what they're doing. They know how to lead teams. And when they see that, hey, look, 100 feet ahead of us is not going to be a good time, maybe let's try something. Try it. Especially at 10:30, 10:45 in the morning. You got all day to figure out what went wrong. Maybe don't charge head first into the massive Hawaiian shirts and then complain, well, that sucked. Yeah, of course it did. Maybe if you listened and considered, hey, this guy's been running Green's Army for the last 4 or 5 years, maybe he knows what he's talking about. Maybe.
Oh no.
I don't know.
They obviously know more than he does, because Green was losing big 30 seconds into the game.
I mean, to put it in perspective, is halfway through the game, I put my primary away. I start playing Risk at that point. It's, I'm looking, at where have we been, and especially if, we're missing samples, it's where have we been and where have we not cleared. And, and also CO hunting. At the same time, I'm looking at, where their triages are and, in perspective. I'm no longer playing Airsoft. I'm playing Risk at that point.
So what the heck happened? Not a single faction got a CO stamp. What happened?
COs were too guarded.
All right.
Look, yeah.
We had that wonderful aspect of us being between their triage and the CO. And it, unfortunately, instead of moving the triage, whoever was running the triage, I don't remember what team, started counting down as the whole green force was pushing onto their triage to get the CO on the other side. So,
oh man, jeez.
Yeah. So I was always in front, and I had and I think it was Iron Task Force was my honor guard. Those guys did a phenomenal job in keeping me protected, because I got sometimes I got so frustrated that my team was not moving forward. I just walked ahead, and they're like, the CO's up there, we got to protect them. And then it would move the entire line. So I was always on the front lines, and my body shows the results of that. It was almost as if I was in dead blood.
Yeah, the as much as I did notice that Black and Tan at times was a little fragmented. They kept that brown wall still pretty solid. So I was still impressed with the even with the smaller turnout. It was actually, I shouldn't say smaller, because black and tan of people who actually showed up was not too far off from Deus Ex. It might not seem it, but it was.
Well, here's the thing, right? I mean, I had time to get my team hyped up. So I told them what we were going to be doing, and I kept them going. I was like, you stay here. I promise you, you'll see the entire field. I promise you, you'll have nothing but trigger time. We're not doing small squad work. We're going on one large thing. And I was like, if you take cover, I will shoot you, in a really bad accent. And in the AARs, one of the AARs, somebody says, my whole team shot me when we went running into LMG fire. Yeah, that was the goal. And our LMGs lit up in return. And we had the easiest push into Pines in a long time because of it. And it's like we got that stamp fast and we're out of there within 15 minutes. You know, I think we had 2 spawns inside of Pines, and that was it. And then we're gone. So
Nice.
it was funny, but at the same time, we kept, I mean, I think my forces stuck together. We were at like 70% at the end of the day, which is, we did fragment a little bit. We had 2 big clusters at the very last end before it was almost time to go in. And I knew that was coming. So I was like, whatever.
Yeah.
But they did a phenomenal job. And I think a lot of teams did. Although there seemed to be one team had 3 triages at one point. We won't mention any names.
That actually was all right, actually, because yeah, Deus Ex had basically a flag carrier. So Nesbit and Mel were kind of free to kind of more admin, while their flag bearer Artemis took care of all triage.
Oh wait, no, I don't think you understand. There was 3 separate triages at one point.
No. We did not. Don't start your shit.
I'm not starting.
Well, I mean,
I can tell you right now, we were between 2 different triages at one point, and I was like, "What the hell's going on?"
No, you're definitely a butt. You had that right.
yeah, I mean,
All right, I am an asshole, but I'm an asshole for pointing it out.
when you do have multiple embeds who are mobile triages, I mean that's going to happen, especially when you have teams who break off into separate groups smartly. Like if you're going to break off, fine, take an embed with you. That way you can actually, respawn and continue playing the game. Deus Ex kind of had it right. I mean, not to say nobody didn't, Black and Tan was fine too, but like
no, Ian, you can continue with the Deus Ex had it right.
Deus Ex had it right by using Artemis as the primary triage. It forced, even though you did get fragmented a couple of times, it forced Deus Ex to stay as a larger group, which historically you guys kind of don't.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, Artemis did a phenomenal job.
Absolutely.
So loud, I could hear Artemis across the field calling a start of a respawn. Fantastic job. 10 out of 10. Will do again.
She still has my radio, but that's okay. I'm not worried about it. So
that was really funny because at like 3:00, when that 3:00 spawn was going to happen behind the fort, I told Black and Tan, I was like, "Oh, staying right here for a few minutes." They go, I was like, "You hear that?" I was like, "They're right over there," and I don't feel like walking into that because this is going to be a shit show. I let them deal with Fort War for a bit.
I like what Black and Tans was doing. I mean, you had the big Union Jack flag, but you also had that whistle, that
yes,
that naval whistle.
Train whistle.
That was a train whistle. It was great.
Yeah, we had train whistles and naval whistles. The only downside to it was each time that whistle went off, it was like, "Oh, please shoot us right in spawn."
Well, I did not hear the bosun whistle going off.
It was nice. It was fun.
Huh.
It was really good. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we kind of really covered all the things that. You all right? Did you just bang your arm?
No, I was sniffing my cast.
Oh, jeez.
Somebody said don't smell it after. I was just.
I'd rather you bang your arm. That's just weird.
After, not right now. Later, after it comes off, and yeah, don't smell that. Listen,
They did a really good job wrapping this. I told him I'm a klutz, and he goes, "Okay, we'll go over it again."
And
So
man, you had it right with that the ventilation in there, because that'll keep the sweat down.
bro,
Oh,
that
yeah.
I was sitting at my desk at work and I was sweating. It was the pain was making me just like fall apart. The ibuprofen wasn't doing anything that day. My hand was really swollen. I'm like, I got to get some airflow. And then I looked on my desk and I saw my X Fog, and I'm like, I'm curious. So I just stuffed the tubes in both sides so they like worked against each other. One went through the bottom, one went through the top in different directions. I kicked that thing on full, and I'm like,
Yeah,
this is amazing.
that was brilliant. Yeah, so the next airsofter who breaks something, break
Use your
out your
X-Fog.
X-Fog. You're gonna be all right. Yeah.
You know, you
I-
could try just not falling.
That's
Yeah.
too easy, and that means you didn't push yourself hard enough. Just saying.
I almost ate it running from the castle in the final. I was going down the hill, being cheered on, and then I realized I can't stop, and that little wall is coming up.
Yeah, yeah.
Can't stop Big Mass on a dime, buddy.
No.
Better
The
late
one
than
thing
never.
Yeah.
By the way, that Ian, that last thing that I had, which could have been improved, that CO rescue was a great idea and a lot of fun. I think we could have had a hell of a lot more fun with it.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I think that forcing like a guard on them and all that. I mean, that when I turned you and I was like, "Can I just run?" and you're like, "Eh."
Eh.
I go, "Bye."
So
that
that's
was fun
when
trying to escape.
then
twice.
after they got you back into your cage, they assigned Colin to just walk after you wherever you went.
The funny thing was he was just walking. I looked, and that's when I did the stabby stab thing, and I stabbed him, and I stabbed the other guy, and I was like, I'm gonna go, and he goes, wait, that's real, huh? And then I got shot, which was fantastic. I mean, it was a lot of fun. I mean, it was, like I said, I think the best moment I saw when that Union Jack came in and went to the tower, and then the guy saw me. I'm like, I'm down here. Now lock eyes. Oh. And then when I went to go run out, was even funnier because I ran out with 2 black and tans. There was Deuce X right there and Deus Ex, and they shot my 2 guards, and I just looked at Jaws and I said, bye. And I ran away. It didn't get shot. It was fantastic. It was so funny.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun.
Like I said, this year, look, there's always room to improvement. And it was just a fantastic year of gameplay, good sport on a whole, good sportsmanship, a lot of positives. We can always look at the stuff we need to move for the future, but it was really a game. And we're coming back. That's what's important.
So obviously we're not going to talk about how we're going to fix the things that went wrong. But I definitely want to know, what do you guys want to see next year?
Safety
Go
brief.
ahead.
I want to
okay,
see
Friday
CO
night.
stamps.
We need to read the player packet to all the players. I'm gonna say it. I said it before. I'll say it again. People don't know how to read. Let's read it for them, because it'll give. Not only will it give all the players no excuse, but it will give the embeds and the staff an excuse to enforce them stronger.
Yeah, I think the overall idea that, we got to see how feasible it is going to be some kind of dual registration system where, like, you sign in and then you immediately have to go through some kind of rules brief before you actually get your wristband to play the game. So yeah, we gotta check the feasibility about that. But I'm talking more on the funsy side. What do you guys want to see?
Less roaming tribals.
Okay.
Yes.
That will happen. That's definitely going to happen. Fewer tribals,
More missions.
more missions. Yes.
More
Few
missions. A
tribals,
lot
more
more
Less
missions.
hiding.
Okay. Hey, well, what
I
about
think-
you? You're oddly
He's-
quiet.
Oh, he's not
That's
allowed
'cause
to
he's
yell right
muted.
now. That's why.
It's
Yeah.
because he's muted. Yeah,
It's because he's not allowed to yell anymore.
No, Honestly, from a game entertainment point of view, what would you like to see?
Less stuff that's fully hidden. I mean, the sample boxes should at least be somewhat not hard, not easy to find, but it shouldn't take 30 minutes to find a sample box.
I agree with the opposite. I think we should do more hiding.
I think we should
I-
do more missions.
Yeah, I think missions is really kind of where it's at.
Absolutely is
yeah.
where it actually needs to be. Missions are where we were doing a lot more and where we were making a lot of really cool headways, a lot of cool stories. And I think if each tribal is able to do their own little thing, it might actually make it a little bit more challenging for the teams as well.
I agree, but it's
a lot.
No, it's
something we got to
not.
work up to.
I'm just trying to think of like the right way to phrase this so I'm not, saying the game needs to be easy, but at the same time I don't want the game to be so like Too Tall said it a good couple times was actually, well, Sin said it and Too Tall repeated it. We want it to be hard, not impossible.
Mm-hmm.
And there were, especially early on, there were points on the field and points in the day where it was just impossible for anyone to make headway, and that can immediately take people out of the game, headspace or physically. Like, F this, I'm out of here. This is just ridiculous. I'm not doing this. Or, wow, we've been pushing against this same group of tribals for the last 45 minutes. Maybe something's not right here. You know what I mean?
I think that's one of the perks that we'll get with the more missions, and like Robert Davenport in the chat was saying, mission releases throughout the day. I think that'll kind of mitigate that, because like, oh, you get burnt out, and then it'll also give them more feasibility to run radio comms, even if they're only set for listen only. You could get dispatches and be like, okay, here's what XYZ Black and Tan. This is your mission release.
Yes, and that also requires people to be on the comms, and that'll help all around in the long run. Yeah.
One of the benefits of Bad Blood, and one of the big benefits, is that essentially it's a giant scavenger hunt of going through and collecting the 4 stamps and then going CO hunting, and then maybe there's a mission thrown in there. It's simplistic for the easiest of players who've never done a Milsim before to get into and understand. It gets seasoned Milsimmers, like how Ian said earlier, it's an easier game to play. It's an easier mindset and mentality, and the game is supposed to be fun because it's only a 1 day game. If we start complicating it, I think the appeal of Bad Blood is going to be lost, and we're going to hear more and more of the complaints of, oh, this is just another, which we already get. This is the glorified open play.
I'm going to have to disagree with you on that one, Joker. I think in this regard, for what we're trying to do, I think it's trying to appeal more to more of the seasoned players, while also still maintaining that simplicity for those beginner players. Mission releases should be something that encourages other thinking, encourages other different types of things without making things too complicated. They shouldn't be crazy, ridiculously hard missions, but if we start theorizing some basic things, we could probably make some headway on this.
I think
Make it a little bit more fun for the seasons.
The one thing I think us as trying to figure out how we want to progress this, that we're all missing, is we got to keep the most important thing in mind, that even though, yes, I organize the game, you guys help me see that vision. EVIC puts their name on this as this is a not only a charity event, but it is a customer appreciation charity event. We're not here to appreciate the veteran milsimmer or the diehard airsofter. We're here to appreciate everyone who wants to experience this fun weekend with this 600 other people and make the weekend unique and their own, something they can keep talking about until we do it again the next year. And again, I don't want it to be the same game every year, which is I love the idea of mission release. The scavenger hunt is always going to be there, that aspect of it. but the extra mission release to make it unique every single year, I feel is the important thing. Where, again, back to it's going to be hard. It's not going to be impossible. But at the same time, if
It's not going to be
say,
easy.
right, let's say, I'm going to use AWOL. Use an example. We do a mission release at 2 p.m. right, but they're two sample stamps behind. Maybe he's going to choose. You know what? We don't have time for this mission. Why don't we let everybody else kind of, tough it out against each other? Let's just go grab those last two samples.
I did that in 2023. I had
Oh,
my
okay.
force, and we were right in spawn, and it was, hey, mission release to go get the scientists and evacuate. And I asked my force, I was like, "What do you guys want to do?" I was like, "We're samples down. I know we are. But what do you want to do? Do you want to, I know that there's samples in these two areas, or we can go for the extra sample and then, struggle us back into it."
What was
And
the
then that
outcome?
also can create a unique format for the COs as well of like, am I able to have enough people? Do I have enough leadership? Can I actually send out a small battalion to go do that mission? Or do I have enough guys that are interested to do that mission? Or do I not?
Right. And it honestly, it all boils down to communication. It boils down to following the guidelines laid forth by the commander of whatever team you've decided to join. Are you running separate small teams? Are you running as the brown wave? Are like it really all depends. Like, again, you were off on your call, but we already talked about it. The thing, the stuff that happened down with Green over the weekend. If you break off from the main squad, you're probably not going to have a good time. That's reality. So, I like the idea of giving you guys, the COs, the option to follow the mission or not, knowing your objectives is always going to be there. Maybe this mission is not for you. Maybe it is. I like that you're free to decide that. So,
And
I'm
also
saying there
remember,
may.
for all of you viewers out there watching us, remember, we are going to be working on this for a year. So if something sounds good and you guys have ideas, we have a big Discord. Please, please, please feel free to drop your stuff. And if you guys are interested in helping out and volunteering to be a part of this staff that makes this incredible game amazing, go head over to the Anchor and start Discord.
absolutely. Headkill, what were you saying?
I have an idea for next year for a mission objective. Head kills lunch.
Every time.
Head kill.
Time.
Head kill. I can promise you, if they make a mission where your lunch is the objective, it will be mine come hell or high water. I'll break more than my arm to secure your lunch.
I don't think that box is going to be withstanding what you'll do.
Only if I get to eat your lunch.
See,
Well, we'll see what we'll make it fun.
the problem.
I just want the snack pack. That's all.
Yeah, the problem is going to be like you're not going to be able to move very well because we're going to put like 2-foot wide discs under your boots, so you can't fall into stuff anymore.
No, you just gotta wrap them in a bunch of bubble wrap.
So I am changing up my battle plan for Bad Blood next year.
No holes.
I am going to be slower. That does not mean I'm going to be less effective. I can promise you, and there are a few people who know exactly what I have planned. But Daddy's got his hands on something big.
It's an inflatable bubble. We're going to stick him inside it, and then he can't hurt himself.
And every single person I run across is going to absolutely hate it.
He's going to be one big BB. They're going to roll him at you.
LMG mounted wheelchair.
No, but close. No, but close.
All right. I think we've kind of covered how great an event this weekend was. I call it a smashing success. Again, it was a great charity opportunity. We made really, really good money for Breakthrough T1D.
That was like 3,800, right?
What's that?
It was 3,800 additional that we raised,
No,
right?
it was
33, right?
3570 additional
Oh, okay.
on top of the nearly 600 players that we had on field. So it was a great
Nice.
weekend. We did our job. We raised really good money for charity. I just want to, the five of you and all the other staffers and everybody else who's listening, thank you for everything you did for this entire year that it took to do this. And so we can open it up to what your individual plans are going to be for the coming future. AWOL, what do you got going on? You going to anything fun? What are you doing?
Next weekend I have a gaming charity event in Buffalo that I'm running.
Awesome. What's it called?
It is called Massive Land.
Not blowing my socks off. In Buffalo?
Wow.
Yeah, it's in the Hamburg Fairgrounds, right outside of Buffalo.
That sounds great. Oh, outstanding. Headkill, what are you doing?
Mostly pro Second Amendment type events. I got a lot of teaching coming up, like teaching events and a clay tournament over at Lehigh Valley Sporting Clays coming up next weekend, actually.
All right, have fun, be safe. Buck.
You can catch me out at CCZ pretty much every weekend for a little bit. I will be making some periodic appearances up at Zulu 24 for their Milsim days and maybe a couple of their NVG nights. Other than that, I'm not working on any events until September, which we have Atomic Dawn down in Frederick, Maryland.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Ooh.
Yes, we do. Very big
Nesbitt.
one.
That is the loadest question today. I am on a 4-month healing cycle before we find out if I need surgery. So I am doing nothing but schoolwork and playing catch up because I'm officially behind in class, and that's not good for me.
You'll get there.
Yeah,
You'll catch up before you know it, buddy. We believe in you.
Absolutely.
I'm almost there already. I just tomorrow's going to be a busy day for me. I get out of work early, and it's going to be come home. I have to have my wife type my 5-paragraph essay because I can't finger. It's ironic too because this is the first class. This is the first assignment that I've had all this semester that has actually been a writing class. Everything's been videos up to this point. I am talking over it because I know every single one of you has some dumb shit to say, and I'm just going to keep going.
I'm just shaking my head, kicking some rocks.
All right, Joker, I saved you for last because I'm sure you have the most you want to
oh man, I have
reveal
so much.
to our viewers. What's going on? What you got coming up?
Next weekend is the Greg Brothers Memorial Game for Operation Lion Claws. That's up here at the Crescent Prison. Let's see, we got Operation Bone Crusher up here at the prison from Third Coast Airsoft. I have my first, that's August 15th through 17th. We have Yellow Dog Outbreak, September 4th through 6th. We have Airsoft Con, I think it's the first weekend of October. We have something else the second weekend in October, also from Third Coast. I don't stop moving, and I'm in the middle of building a laser tag arena. So that'll be done this week.
All right. You know what? Joker's going to put, all of you put links to what you're doing in the Discord. AWOL definitely, since yours is a charity event, definitely put that up there. And yeah. Oh, yeah. The question: Where's Airsoft Con? Is it the prison, or are you going somewhere else?
No. Airsoft Con that's over in LA.
Oh, okay.
That's at the Evic store over in Los Angeles. Wiener and I are going to that.
I thought that was Airsoft Nation. They renamed it Airsoft Con.
Yeah, that's been Airsoft Con for a couple of years. Yeah.
Okay.
Airsoft Palooza was the one that was in Houston last month or beginning of the month. Yeah, beginning of June. So.
Awesome.
Yeah, no, my schedule is never light. And I have stuff all the way from now through December. So my birthday party is going to be here.
Oh, nice.
It's the Over the Hill game, $50.
Is that the we bring out our biggest box bag and we get to empty it on you for your birthday event?
I think I am going to be doing a gauntlet for sure. All for the Muscular Dystrophy Association.
Nice.
MDA.
Can I bring my my 6-shot shower grenade launcher?
Look, if it comes down to if we can hit a goal of what we're trying to raise, for those of you who don't know, the Muscular Dystrophy Association, they throw a summer camp every single year for kids with muscular dystrophy that costs the parents absolutely nothing for the kids with MD to be in a camp with other kids like them. All the medical's taken care of, the whole 9 yards, and it
Nice.
happens all across the country. So December,
That's
because
beautiful.
of how good that they've been doing for Damien, because he's still got 3 more years of camp left before he can't go anymore. We want to try to do a goal of raising 10K for him in December. So the weekend. December. It's the first weekend of December. We're doing the Over the Hill game. It's my 50th birthday. $50 play. It'll be a Saturday game.
Shit, I'm
It'll be
older than
paranormal.
you.
I don't know if I'll be able to
so-
make it down with medic school, but I'm going to certainly try for that one. That's a beautiful thing, Joker. Really.
Well, Friday night is going to be $50 exploration, like overnights, the whole 9 yards. Everything is going to be $50 the entire weekend, and you're going to start seeing more and more stuff like that coming out of the prison. Like the game for Yellow Dog Outbreak. I don't want to give it away too much, but we lost an airsofter last year. That still hurts deeply. That was really in depth with my team and everything else like that. Was an integral part of my staff, and we're looking at doing something good for Yellow Dog Outbreak. So long live Tim Man.
That's really exciting. I feel lame now because for NYC Airsoft and Moondog Industries, we don't have a whole lot going on really. We got, Buck mentioned we got Atomic Dawn in September. I'm going to be
When is that in
working
September?
on a horror story that is the 5th game in NYC Airsoft's entire lore of games. So we're looking at running a horror game in November back at EMR. And then Head Kill, Moondog, and I will be at SHOT in January, and that's really all I got going on. So I feel
Well,
lame. Joker's out here crushing it. and I
Joker,
got
I'm thinking we'll see you there. Yeah.
One of y'all needs to bring me with you to one of these cool ass events.
Same.
Hey, Nesbitt, it's in Crescent, Pennsylvania. Come on over.
I
I'm
think
at
you're
one of the
talking about
cons.
Airsoft Con.
Yeah.
Airsoft
Oh,
Con
Airsoft?
or SHOT Show. I mean, come on. Like, I've wanted to go for forever, and just I never want to go alone, and nobody wants to go.
Nesbitt,
Wiener
you
and I are
should,
going
let's
to
go
SHOT
together.
Show.
You and me, Nez.
Yeah, we'll go.
We'll make a little plan in my server. We'll hash it out.
Yeah, I want to go to Airsoft Con so bad. I've never been. I heard it's a great time. I've wanted to go to SHOT Show, God, for years. Never have.
Well, I mean, now with what you're doing, you might be able to get sponsored to go.
Yeah, I was gonna
if
say
I get in with the company that I'm like really, really pushing for, can almost guarantee I will be there.
All right. Well,
But I want to go as a person at least once, not
See if
just
your
as
local
a-
hospital will sponsor
as
you.
a vendor. Thanks,
just keep
AWOL.
just keep in discussion with us. We'll see what we can do.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Let's make some magic.
All right. Again, thank you everyone for contributing in any way, shape, or form for Bad Blood 2026. It really it made a lot of people's years, and it's not going to go unnoticed the hard work everybody put in. So that being said, I'm Ian. These are my friends, and that was Bad Blood.